Not everyone at once.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming in. As you log on, we're just going to wait for maybe a minute for everybody to log on. My name is Trisha Hasbrook. I'm the Director of College Advising at St. Joseph's Academy in St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm a volunteer facilitator with MOACAC, who is partnering with StriveScan to offer you these wonderful Show Me My Future college exploration programs. And today we have St. Edward's University from the beautiful Austin, Texas. And we have a presenter who's going to give you a lot of insight into this fantastic university right in the heart of Austin. Please remember that you, our guests, are not on screen. So don't worry if you're in your pajamas at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that's okay. You will not be recorded. But this session itself will be recorded and available on the MOACAC website by the end of this week. So if you have to leave early or if you want to come back and revisit any of the information, you can go to moacac.org and you can find the recordings of these presentations. And don't forget, you can sign up for other ones also on the website because we have hundreds of colleges and universities from around the country here to present information to you. We hope that you'll engage with this presentation by using the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. And we will answer those questions either as they come along, or perhaps David might wait till the end of his presentation and answer them then. But we are about to get started. So again, this is MOACAC and StriveScan, Show Me My Future College Exploration Program, and you're about to hear from St. Edward's University. All right, David, it's all you.
All right, well, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here for MOACAC. So I'm going to speak about St. Edward's for the next 30 minutes or so, and then take your questions afterwards if you have any. But we'll be talking about today just some information about St. Edward's, what it's like to be in the city of Austin, as Trisha mentioned, is where we're located in Austin, Texas. We'll talk about the majors and their programs at the university and what I think are most popular and what's trending right now, anything that's new. We'll chat about study abroad, about our Holy Cross traditions and our Catholic origins. Campus life, we'll talk about what students do after they come to St. Edward's. And of course, we'll talk about the application process at the end and ways for you to learn about applying to the university. So just some kind of introductory information about St. Edward's. Like I mentioned before, we're located in Austin, Texas, a small private Catholic university, about 3,400 students. So what's kind of special at St. Edward's is that we do have a small university environment with about 18 students on average in the classroom. And as you can see here, over 50 areas of study, which I'm going to talk about in just a few minutes. But what's really important is that you are going to be in the classroom with your professors. And there's a 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio, meaning that you're going to have great access to your professors. I think that's one of the things that students love most about their time on campus at St. Edward's. We have great representation throughout our student body, and as you can see here, great representation from all over the world. So my main role at St. Edward's is I'm the Director of International Admission, so I work with students from all over. As you see here, we have 57 countries represented, we have 24 languages spoken on campus, and 7% of our students are coming from outside the US. Even within the US, we have great representation from a lot of states, and while many of our students are from Texas, Texas itself is extremely diverse. Also important to note that we have 49 faith traditions on campus. So while we are a Catholic university, interfaith is really important to us. And I'll chat about that a little bit later because that'll come up in one of the slides. There's a lot going on campus in Austin, and we have a lot of great student organizations, really great activities in terms of athletics in our NCAA Division II team. So if you're interested in sports, that's a great opportunity for you. But at St. Edward's, club sports and other activities are really popular as well. And so I'm going to talk about that when I chat about student activities on campus. But it's really important to talk about Austin, and Austin is where we are. Austin's a special place. It is, we like to think of it as a big city with a small town feel. It's one of the biggest cities in the country with over 1 million people. But at the same time, where we're located in Austin, in South Austin, you can get most places within about 15-minute drive. What makes Austin special is we're the live music capital of the world. So we're home to over 250 music venues in the city. and some of the world's biggest music festivals. So Austin City Limits, if you know that festival, it's our version of Coachella. They actually just announced that they're doing some virtual performances this weekend, because it's usually happening this weekend in Austin. And then, of course, South by Southwest, which is the world's largest conference for music, for film and technology. That's based in Austin, and that happens every March. And it actually dovetails really well, and it's a good connection for Austin because we are home to over 6,000 technology companies. So for students who are interested in both technology and maybe working more on the science side or tech side, or for students who are interested in working in business or entrepreneurship, Austin's a really good fit. And that's why internships are really important as well, and a great opportunity for students to find what they're looking for in the city itself. This is actually the view from our campus. So imagine yourself on the hilltop in Austin. We are on a hilltop in South Austin, just about 5 minutes from downtown. And you can see the city skyline from our campus. So behind these students here is where our campus is. Austin's known for a lot of things, like I mentioned, but we have a lot of college students in Austin. The UT Austin is just 10 minutes north of us. There's 65,000 students there. So we're a good contrast to that. With small classes, like I mentioned, you get to know your professors very well, and you have everything really close to you, as it takes only about 10 to 15 minutes to walk across our campus. A couple of things that we're known for at St. Edward's. We're ranked number 8 best university in the West by US News, but we think that a more reflective ranking of St. Edward's and our values is the fact that we have a lot of students who do international work and who have earned many great scholarships and fellowships over the years. So I think last year we were the number 1 school in the country for Fulbright Awards in our category. We've had 68 students win Fulbright since 2008. It's a huge focus for our students who are interested in having an international experience abroad after they graduate from St. Edward's. But it continues to lots of different areas, Bourne scholarships, opportunities for students to travel abroad and do study abroad. This continues in a lot of different ways throughout their time at the university. We want them to take advantage of scholarships and fellowships. But when it comes down to the academic challenge and what we do at St. Edward's, we talk about it as a practical approach to liberal arts. And what that means for us is that students are, of course, having a great classroom experience where they're learning lots of skills in various areas, but at the same time, we're really encouraging students to have a practical approach, to take internships, to learn more about what they want to do in the career setting. And it's okay to have multiple experiences that guide a student in terms of maybe this is an interesting major I want to look into that I haven't thought about before, or maybe this is a career that I'm interested in that I want to learn more about. And so students have the option to actually change their major as many times as they want to before the end of their second year. Typically, students will change their majors, many times, and that's okay at St. Edward's. You can still graduate in 4 years. So popular majors at St. Edward's, I would say, are business, psychology, biology, communication, global studies, computer science. We also have some very special majors. So theater at St. Edward's is very special in that we have a special partnership with the Actors Equity Guild of America for our actors to earn their equity card when they graduate to get auditions. We have a special program in our business school for digital media management, which is really kind of very strong focus right now, given the importance of social media and digital media in our lives. And entrepreneurship as well. I mentioned there are a lot of startup companies in Austin. And so we have a lot of great connections with the entrepreneurship community in our area. Or it could be international business, for example. Another strong creative, I would say, major in Austin is video game development. We're home to over 100 video game companies in Austin itself. And so we have a strong major in video game development, but also have a really good major in animation that we're just starting this year that will work really well with the video game program. So Austin's a great place for anyone interested in creativity, visual arts, technology, performing, entertainment, and business. I think those are really strong programs for us. But of course, we have strong programs across the board, including our pre-med program, where in recent years, about 80 to 90% of the students in the program have been accepted to medical school. So any student who comes to St. Edward's is going to get great support, and you're going to have success coaches who will help you throughout the way, of course, and will help you along this academic path that you're going to be forging for yourself. And our students study abroad. Of course, they're not studying abroad this year. Unfortunately, our study abroad programs have been canceled due to COVID, but we're hopeful in the future that we're going to be able to resume this really important cultural and linguistic exchange. So students are studying typically at 20 different partner universities in 15 countries. And these are exchange programs that St. Edward's has long-standing relationships with. The kind of biggest country where we do a lot of work is France. So most of our students will travel to France, or many of them at least. And the reason is that St. Edward's was actually founded by French priests about 140 years ago. So we have a very strong connection with the country of France. And our students like to travel back to kind of the area where our kind of religious founding was, which is in Northwest France. And they study at the Catholic University of the West in Angers, which is about an hour and a half west of Paris. So that's a great example. But our students will study all over Europe and South America, Asia as well. We have a growing number of programs there, including programs like a dual degree program for students who are interested in studying East Asia Pacific Studies and Global Studies at St. Edward's. So that means that you can do 2 years at St. Edward's and 2 years at our partner program in Japan at Asia Pacific University and actually earn 2 degrees in 4 years. So that's a program that students are really interested in as well. Either way, there's going to be opportunities for you to travel, to learn about yourself during your time on campus, and do internships not only in the US, but abroad as well. And we can help you with that. So I did mention that we were founded by French priests about 140 years ago. And it's interesting. So we were actually founded by the same person who founded University of Notre Dame in Indiana. So St. Edward's is actually sister schools of the University of Notre Dame. Father Edward Soren came to the US in the 1860s to establish Notre Dame. And then afterwards, he came down to Texas to establish St. Edward's right in South Austin. So other universities in our congregation are Stonehill in Massachusetts, or University of Portland in Oregon. We all share these values of supporting really culturally and religiously diverse communities on campus, and also communities that are really dedicated to service. So at St. Edward's, we have a curriculum for our freshmen that often focuses and really values equality and social justice. And those are also values that come directly from Holy Cross. Our slogan is educating the mind, not at the expense of the heart, and understanding that empathy is something that's really important to imbue in our students. And they take that and run with it. And so service is really big to our students, traveling and serving, but all kinds of expressions of these values I think our students are interested in. So it's really interesting. Okay, lots of ways to get involved at St. Edward's. We have over 100 student clubs and organizations. Most popular club on campus actually is Students for Sustainability. Another value that our students are really, they deeply care about is environmental sustainability and advocacy for climate change. So that is a huge thing. I didn't mention this before, but we're adding a new major in environmental biology. So that kind of goes well with this. So that's a huge club for us, but lots of different clubs on campus, including sports, leadership organizations, religious organizations, like I mentioned. We have NCAA Division II teams on campus, and our mascot is a goat. So it probably is the best mascot you've ever heard of. And of course, there's a lot to do in Austin and of course on campus. So I mentioned club sports before. Our most popular club sport is actually rock climbing. And we have the premier rock climbing gym in Austin, maybe even in Texas, called Crux Climbing, which is right across from us on South Congress Avenue. And so our students just walk across the street to compete in their games or in their matches in climbing. And lots of great campus traditions, including events on campus, welcoming students back in the fall, as well as our end of the year party, all involving music, because as I mentioned, Austin is about music. So we are the live music capital of the world, and we have many different opportunities for students to go and get involved. So something new that I wanted to mention, which is really interesting, is that we just renovated our fitness facility. So our recreation and athletic center, which you can see here, we tripled the size of our fitness facility. And this is actually a great opportunity to kind of stop and talk about what our students have been doing at St. Edward's in this past year. Because we did give students the opportunity to come back on campus this fall, or to stay at home, as 95% of our classes are online right now. So about 70% of the students decided to come back to campus and are in Austin right now on campus. And they have the ability to reserve a time to go work out in this facility. So I think it's a great opportunity for our students. They wanted to feel a part of the campus community. They are socially distanced right now, so all of our students have their own rooms and own bathrooms, and they are not in the classroom together. But they do have an opportunity to really participate in student life activities still. And so I think that's something that's really a lifeline for them right now. It's a difficult thing to be in your room, right, and not being in class with other students. So this is a really great thing for us. We have the yoga studio upstairs as well, as you see here, also available for dance. It's a really welcome change on our campus. So I would say I've been to a lot of universities, and I think residence life at St. Edward's is among the best. So we have 6 freshman residence halls for students. You always get to choose where you live on campus and who you live with. Like I mentioned, this year is a little different due to the virus. All of our students have their own rooms and own bathrooms. But the building that you see here on the right is our residential village. And that is where our students have 2 residence halls that connect in the 2nd and 4th floors. There's also a dining hall on the 4th floor, or on the bottom floor. And then there are our health and counseling centers just around the corner. So I think this is actually one of the best buildings on campus. It's more modern on the inside. If you want to get a sense of what the buildings look like, you can definitely go on our website to check out the videos. But it's important to let you know that students are required to live on campus the first year, unless you're living with a family member in Austin itself. But we can guarantee housing for 2 years on campus. I will say, though, that many students will live on campus up to 4 years. I work with a lot of international students and students from out of state who will want to live on campus, and there will be rooms available. Just make sure you sign up on time. So yeah, great opportunities to live very close if you're not living on campus in Austin as well. These are some of the residence halls I mentioned. You see, all of them have been built in the last, I would say, 15 to 20 years. What's new is the St. Andre apartments. So if you're an upperclassman at St. Edward's and you want to live in an apartment style residence hall, this is really great because most students in this hall have a 4-4 configuration, meaning you get your own room and your own bathroom in an apartment. So you have a common area as well, which is really great. All right, I'm gonna quickly transition to talking about internships and careers for students before I talk about the application process and what that looks like. So 90% of our students will participate in some kind of internship or hands-on learning before they graduate. And like I mentioned before, it's really important to note that you can do multiple internships. So maybe you're interested in working in marketing and you get an internship at a firm in Austin, and then you realize midway through, this is really not for you. This is something that you thought you wanted to do, but now you're learning this industry is not right for you. And that's okay. We allow students to kind of pivot, to learn more about themselves, and to find out what their real path might be. At the same time, many of our students are graduating. They're going on to graduate school. They're serving in the military. They're doing volunteer projects like the Peace Corps or other gap year programs before going on to graduate school. And then many students are going directly into full-time employment. We have a lot of homegrown companies in Austin. We have all the companies that are listed on the left-hand side of the screen have large offices here. So Apple, for example, has the largest facility outside of California in Austin, home to 15,000 employees. Google has a new tower downtown for 5,000 employees. Of course, Dell is based here in Round Rock, just north of the city. Now, I will say that there are a lot of technology companies listed here, but it's really important to know that no matter what you want to study, there's going to be some kind of meaningful internship experience for you in the Austin area, because there's just so much going on in Austin. I know it's cliche to say this, but there really are more internships than there are students to take them here. So that's great news. And at the same time, students are applying to wonderful programs all around the country, all around the world for postgraduate study. And many students are really successful in going to get their PhDs, going to medical school or law school after St. Edward's. Okay, that's most of the content about St. Edward's. I'm going to talk about the application process for us and then about next steps. So there are 3 ways to apply to St. Edward's. We have our own application on our website. Of course, there's the National Common Application, which goes to many schools in the US and Canada, as well as an Apply Texas application, which is kind of the common application for Texas. It goes to almost every school, I think, except for Rice University. So if you want to learn more about St. Edward's, of course, you can go to our website, and of course, you can go to the stedwards.edu/apply to learn about the application process. But if you apply by December 1st, you're automatically going to be considered for merit-based scholarships. And we are test optional this year. So as many other universities have decided to go test optional, we are permanently test optional. This means that you do not need to submit a test score to us in order to earn scholarship. So we will typically be using information that you supply to us about your school and about your GPA on a 4.0 scale. And those merit scholarships will go up to $26,000 per year. Right now, you can check out our new net price calculator. It was just updated yesterday at the address on your screen. It's important to know that it's a really great tool. So you can learn about your merit scholarship opportunities, but also your need-based aid opportunities by using the net price calculator. And it's really important that we be transparent about the cost of the university. But we're very generous at St. Edward's. So actually, students from Missouri can earn up to $31,000 annually in merit scholarship because we typically give about a $5,000 bump to students who are coming from out of state. It's important to note, of course, the FAFSA is open. Hooray, you can fill out the FAFSA with your parents. It's a very exciting time. And that last year we were very generous with students. So most of our students earned nearly $32,000 in aid last year. So that's me in the middle. I'm your admission counselor. I read all of the applications that come from Missouri. So if you have questions, you can feel free to get in touch with me. You will also get to know your financial aid counselor this year. There's some wonderful people who can help you through the process. And then if you want to learn more about St. Edward's or various aspects of the university like financial aid, we have webinars that we're hosting on our website. So virtual opportunities to connect. If you go to stedwards.edu/visit, that's a great place to find out all about that. But we do host financial aid webinars on Wednesdays at 4 p.m., which is a great opportunity to learn more about the FAFSA process and what it would look like at St. Edward's. I would just go ahead and say to everyone that you should fill out a FAFSA no matter what your parents make, because this year at St. Edward's, as we did last year, every student who submits a FAFSA will automatically earn $2,000 through that process. That's an automatic earn. We also welcome you to connect with other students who are interested in St. Edward's by joining our ZME community. So if you haven't downloaded the ZME app yet, it's a way for you to kind of connect with like-minded students who are also interested in the same universities that you are, and to chat with them about their experiences and about their interests. So we have been able to create a really robust community in ZME, so definitely download the app and check us out. Now it is time for some questions, and I don't believe there are any questions here. So that might be it for us today. But I appreciate all of you joining. I appreciate your time today, and I look forward to working with you this year when you apply to St. Edward's. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, David, and thank you all for being here and for listening to this wonderful presentation about St. Edward's University. It really is a lovely campus and an awesome city. So I hope you check it out, and if you have questions, again, contact David. This has been the Show Me My Future program, brought to you by MOACAC and StriveScan. And please sign up for more and take a look at all of your college options. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.